Did you know that most people store green onions the wrong way? That's why they spoil so quickly, and if stored improperly, they can even affect your health. I learned these tips from a vegetable vendor, and with these methods, green onions can be stored for up to a year without spoiling. They really help save money, reduce food waste, and chances are you already have everything you need at home. Let me show you the right way to store green onions. First, I cut off the roots. This makes cleaning the green onions much easier. Don't throw the roots away. Keep them, wash them well, and dry them to make tea. They have many health benefits. You can watch my video on how to use green onion roots in the description below. Next, remove any wilted, yellow, rotten, or bruised leaves. Normally, I didn't pay much attention to this step, or I only removed them quickly. But since I started doing this carefully, my green onions last much longer. Bruised, wilted, slightly rotten, or spotted leaves are where bacteria and mold start to grow. If even one damaged stalk is stored together with the rest, moisture increases, bacteria spread quickly, and the whole batch can spoil very fast. No matter how many storage methods you use, if the green onions aren't clean from the start, they will spoil sooner or later. Removing damaged parts helps keep the onions bright green and naturally fragrant. Next, prepare a big basin. Add 2 tablespoons of baking soda and 2 tablespoons of salt. The amount of salt and baking soda can be adjusted depending on how many green onions you need to wash. Add enough water to fully submerge the onions. Stir until dissolved. Add the cleaned green onions to the bowl and gently press them down so they are fully submerged. If they float, you can use a cutting board or a pot lid to weigh them down, making sure they are completely under the water. Soak for about 7 minutes. Do not soak longer than 10 minutes, or the onions will lose their aroma and become soft. Soaking green onions in salt water with baking soda helps remove dirt, insect eggs, and pesticide residues on the surface. This not only makes them safer to eat, but also helps them last longer in storage. After soaking, rinse each stalk thoroughly to remove all impurities and any remaining damaged parts. The baking soda loosens dirt, so gentle rubbing is enough to clean them completely. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Then rinse several times with clean water to remove any remaining salt and baking soda. Once the green onions are fully cleaned, lift them out and let the surface water drain completely. You can tie them into small bundles and hang them to dry faster, or spread them out in a thin layer. If you're in a hurry, lay them flat on a tray and gently pat them dry with a kitchen towel. Be gentle to avoid bruising the leaves. This is a very important step before storing green onions. The drier they are, the longer they will keep, and the less likely they are to become soggy or rot. Once the green onions are completely dry, cut them into the form you usually use for cooking. You can cut them into long segments or finely chop them. Method 1. If you want convenience and minimal daily prep, this method is very practical. Place the chopped green onions into a clean container or glass jar. Do not pack them tightly and do not fill the jar completely. Now pour cooking oil over the green onions until they are fully submerged, making sure no part of the onions is exposed above the oil. Then close the lid tightly. Always store it in the refrigerator at 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. Use a clean, dry spoon each time you take some out. With this method, the green onions stay green, soft, and fresh for many days without drying out or losing their aroma. However, green onions are a low-acid food. When they are submerged in oil, it creates an anaerobic environment. If they are not kept cold enough, if the onions are still moist, or if they are stored for too long, there is a risk of botulism, which is very dangerous. Although this method is convenient and preserves fresh green onion flavor well, it must be refrigerated, should not be made in large quantities, and should not be used for young children if stored for many days. It's best to store only a small amount and use it within 1 week. If you want to store green onions for many months while keeping their green color and aroma, follow this method. Prepare an ice cube tray. Add chopped green onions to each compartment, filling about 70 to 80% of each cube. Pour cooking oil over the onions until they are completely covered. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Use a spoon to gently press the onions down so they are fully submerged in the oil, making sure they are completely sealed by the oil. This helps prevent air from contacting the green onions, keeps their green color and aroma, and prevents them from drying out during freezing. Place the tray in the freezer for 6 to 8 hours until fully frozen. Once frozen, take it out. The aroma of the green onions will be very fragrant. Next, transfer the frozen green onion cubes into a zip-top bag or an airtight container. The storage time is 9 to 12 months in the freezer. This method is very convenient. Simply take 1 to 2 cubes and drop them directly into a hot pan or pot of soup without thawing. It's suitable for frying, stir-frying, soups, porridge, noodles, and pasta, but not suitable for raw dishes or salads because it contains oil. If you like it, give it a try. Method 3. Storing green onions for up to 1 year. After the green onions are completely dry, cut off the green part. Set the white parts aside for another use. Finely chop or cut the green parts into 0.5 to 1 centimeter pieces. Cutting only the green parts helps them dry evenly, without some parts staying damp, while others dry out too much. After cutting, place them into an air fryer basket. Spread them out in a single layer and make sure they are evenly distributed. Do not stack them too thickly, or they will not dry evenly. Set the temperature to 80 degrees Celsius, 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Dry for 7 to 10 minutes. Do not use higher heat, as it will darken the onions and make them bitter. Repeat this process 3 to 5 times. After each round, take them out and gently stir. They are ready when the onions are fully dry and crumble easily when squeezed. If you live in a sunny area, you can also sun-dry them. Spread the chopped green onions in a thin, single layer on a tray, without overlapping. Place them in a well-ventilated area with mild sunlight, avoiding harsh, direct sun. Dry for 1 to 2 days. This method preserves aroma very well, but depends on the weather. The onions are ready when they are completely dry, crisp, and crumble easily. Now, let the dried green onions cool completely before storing. Prepare a clean, dry glass jar with no traces of oil. Once the onions are fully dry, transfer them into the jar. Seal tightly and store in a dry place away from direct sunlight. You can add a desiccant packet to help keep them dry longer. The storage time can reach up to 12 months, or even longer if the onions are completely dry. When using, sprinkle directly over fried eggs, steamed eggs, soup, noodles, porridge, roasted potatoes, or fried rice. No soaking is needed. The onions soften immediately when exposed to heat. If the onions become soft again after a few days, simply dry them again for 3 to 5 minutes until completely dry. You can also grind them into green onion powder and use it as a seasoning. Method 4. Suitable if you like eating fresh green onions. If the green onions are too long, you can cut them in half for easier storage. Take a food storage container and line the bottom completely with paper towels. Then place the green onions in. Continue doing this until all the green onions are stored. The paper towels help absorb excess moisture, keeping the green onions fresh for longer, maintaining their bright green color, crisp texture, and reducing the risk of spoilage. Then, close the lid tightly. Store in the refrigerator's crisper drawer for up to 1 month. Check once a week, and if the paper towels become wet, replace them immediately. When using, take only the amount you need and chop as required. With this method, the green onions remain fresh and are very convenient to use, but the storage time is not as long as the other methods. How do you usually store your green onions? Share your method so others can learn and benefit. This can help a lot of people. Thank you so much. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.